Scrilltown.
Like a lonely road when you're all alone. Just stay focused, stay in your zone, gotta keep control. You can't love nobody else if you can't love yourself. To change the future, be willing for single change yourself. I'm on a positive vibe. I got a positive vibe. Living positive vibe. From this positive vibe. Some days I feel like quitting, hard to focus through the pain, but the sun it keeps on rising even on a cloudy day. Just some things that
What up, what up? Welcome to Scrilltown Talk. Tonight, our guest couldn't make it, so we're just going to rap a little bit. It's your boy, Mr. Scrilltown. I'm going to try to get this on live so I can do it the right way. But yeah, I just want to wrap with y'all. I appreciate everybody that has been tuning in to the shows. Thanks. We appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. But yeah, and I appreciate all the guests for giving me the opportunity to interview them. I mean, they taking time out of their schedule to do it, and I appreciate that because I know how precious time is. But yeah, I just want to get with y'all a little bit and chop it up and. Okay, there we go. Putting that up. But yeah, just want, tap in, check in. I got one more interview that's going to be tomorrow night. That's going to be with Nina Garcia. She's an actress, CEO. She has her own production company. I think it's called Nina Jace Productions. She's out of New York. I think she might be from Bronx, New York. She got the super strong New York accent, but she's been in a few movies, directed them, been on a couple of talk shows, highly talented, just been doing her thing and been doing her thing for a while. But yeah, I think I'm excited about that interview. I think it's going to be cool. I think it's going to be dope. But that'll be the last interview for a couple of weeks. We'll take a little break, go on vacation, come back, and then we're going to do this all over again. I'm extending the Women in Entertainment series. It was only going to be for the month of May. I think what I'm going to do is extend it until the end of the summer. So, because I know it's a lot more interviews that I want to do. So I'm gonna try to extend it, get some more talented people and some more professionals on to interview them. I already have a lineup for the end of the month, but I do have some available dates open. So tap in with me, DM me, email if you got that, if you're interested in the interview. But you got to be of some relevance. You can't just be just anybody. I mean, and the reason I say that is because, you got to have some experience so I can be able to ask questions. I don't want to get in a situation with someone that can't answer questions because they don't have the experience. So I want to give people of relevance the opportunity to have that platform so I can give them their time. So yeah, if you got that, give me a holler. Because like I said, I've extended it until the end of the summer. So that'll be cool. We'll get that done and hopefully get some more cool interviews. I know I got some lined up that are super cool. And then I had to reschedule a few like this one. This one has to be rescheduled. But I want to make sure that I get her in along with a couple others. The one, Virginia, who I was gonna interview today, she actually was very instrumental in a few different things. And let me see if I can go back. Yeah, she's expertise in music business innovation, and she integrated AI basically in music strategy and rights and management. So she has a 20-year career that includes roles with Downtown Music, which is Song Trust, Harmonia, MySpace, and Microsoft. So yeah, um, I most definitely want to get her on because she has a lot of knowledge, especially when it comes to the AI part of it and music. A lot of people don't know how much that's going to contribute to the future of music, and she's going to be the one that's going to be able to tell y'all and me, of course. But like I said, I'm most definitely trying to get as many professionals on as possible. That way, I can reevaluate at the end of the summer to see if I'm just going to roll out a platform and pick a day and it just be exclusively for women in entertainment. I'm still thinking about doing that because I think it's a lot of voices that we haven't heard yet, and we need to hear. A lot of people out here with a lot of knowledge that'll help up and coming professionals, creatives, musicians, entertainers, and so forth. So yeah, so I'm excited about what we're doing. I'm excited that I've done over 20 interviews, basically in May. My goal was to do 31 interviews in 31 days. That didn't work out, but I've gotten way more than what I expected out of that first month. And now that we're in June, I've done a couple since the beginning of June. And like I said, if it wasn't for me taking this 2 week break, and then it'd be full because everybody's been reaching out, and of course, been reaching out to people as well. So yeah, I think this is really going to be a good platform in the future for the future, and that's why I plan to do it, and that's why I rolled it out. I didn't want to stop 2.5 years ago when I had the platform, but when you have a lot going on as far as the music and the management part of it, and you have clients and you have people that have hired you, and then of course I was doing the promotion and marketing part of it too. um, then yeah, money talks. And at that time, the podcast just wasn't. I mean, other than talking on here, that was the only talking that I was doing. It wasn't paying the bills, so I had to do what pays the bills. But now I'm in a situation where I can do a little bit of both, and I like it. I like doing this. I feel real comfortable doing this, and I like the fact that I can talk to individuals that I've never met before for the most part. I mean, it's a few of them that I have, but most of them, I would say 99.9% of them, I haven't. So, it's all about that networking, and that's very important in this business. And if you don't know, now you know, because most of the people that I've interviewed so far, now I have a business relationship with them. And that's good. And we can all help each other. It's things that they have that I don't have access to, it's things that I have that they don't have access to. And that's what it's all about. And that's probably the main reason why I did this, why I created this platform, is not only to network, but to get information out to people. You just got to tune in. That's the reason that I put it on 4 or 5 different platforms. Is that way you don't have an excuse to say that you wasn't able to watch the video or the interview. Granted, it's live, but it's also rebroadcasted. You can go on YouTube, you can go on Facebook, you can go on LinkedIn or Twitch or Twitter or so forth to do it. But yeah, get that information, man, because I'm telling you, like, it's a lot of things that I'll ask questions to people, to guests that I'm interviewing, and I won't know the answers to. Some of the questions I do know the answers to, and I ask them specifically so others can know. But a lot, I would say probably 50 to 60% of the questions I don't know the answers to. And everything's improv. I don't write anything down. I try to make it flow. That's the best way that I do it. I'm really not a scripted person, so I don't like to do a whole bunch of scripted stuff. The only thing that's scripted, it would be like a play or a movie or short or something like that. Maybe some music. But as far as being genuine, that's what it's all about, and that's why I get a lot more respect from the guests that I interview. I would say mostly all of them, after the interview has been over, they complimented me because it's a conversation. It's just like talking on the phone to someone, or having a conversation in a room with somebody. Just it's chatting. It's not all structured, and because I want this to be genuine. I want the conversations to be real. I don't want it to be something that I'm looking off of a prompter or something like that. I don't. Yeah, there's too many other people that's doing that, and I don't knock it, but that's just not me. That's not what I created this platform for. I created this platform to help others to get the word out, because there's a lot of people out here that got like huge connections that you don't know about and you never heard about. Just this week alone, some of the interviews that I've done with some of the people, the connections that they have are just massive, and you would never know if I didn't interview them or if somebody else didn't interview them. So it's a lot of intel that can be told out here to you all, and y'all got this free platform, and it's just not mine, but it's others too. So if I were you, I would take the advice that's been given to you, and check out some of these blogs and podcasts and shows and stuff like that. It's a lot of game being given nowadays. You don't have to turn on a TV to get this game. You can just get on your phone and tap in. So that's, like I said, I'm most definitely contributing. Like I'm thinking about doing this right now for this cause, but eventually it's going to get bigger, and eventually it's going to get to a point where I'm just interviewing like bosses. But right now it's all about the knowledge. It's all about the information, because it's a lot of people out here in general that need help with certain things, and they're afraid to go to people about it. So this way you just tap in. Nobody even has to know you're looking at it. You ain't gotta chat and give me a thumbs up. I'm not asking for gifts. I'm not asking for stars. Not knocking anybody for it, but hey, I'm just happy that y'all watched the video. That's it. I don't care about getting thumbs up and all that other stuff. Because at the end of the day, as long as I know that somebody has, from my platform, has helped another person, that's all that really matters. I don't care about none of that other stuff. I don't care about it. I didn't get back in this for that reason. Didn't get back in this for the money. Didn't get back in this to get likes or whatever, all that. But I did get back in this to engage with people. And that's, so I can have those personal relationships with people to help them so they can go out and be successful and help others, because that's how you pay it forward. And I know that's what people did for me in all different walks of life and all different years and stages of my life. They've helped me, and they didn't want nothing from it. They didn't ask me for nothing afterwards and be like, hey, remember when I did this for you, blah, blah, blah. No, that ain't what they did, and that's not what I'm doing. So yeah, if I were y'all, I would check this series out, this Women in Entertainment series, because it's very informative. It's important to know that it's a lot of strong women out here that are being successful in what they do. And it contributes to our culture and society and so forth. And we all help each other anyway. They help us, we help them. We are all one. But this is some strong women out here that can really help some of you all. Like the conversations that I've had specifically in the last couple of weeks, I go back and look at them and watch them over and over again, just to get information, because there's a lot of things that I just didn't know. And now that I've spoken with these women, I'm starting to catch on, like, wow, it's a lot of stuff out here that is constantly like growing, like life and technology and music and entertainment. A lot of this stuff is newer stuff coming out every day that's going to help you, especially if this is what you want to do. If you want to be in this industry at all, TV, music, anything like that, social media, you really need to educate yourself. You really, really do. because short story, but when I first got in this in my teens versus being 30 years later, it's crazy how things have changed. And to take a break for 15 years and then come back and like realize how hard it was to catch up is wild. It's like learning how to drive a car and then 15 years later nobody's driving cars, everybody's flying planes. That's the difference on how things have changed drastically. So, I'm not going to take a whole bunch of y'all time up, but I did want to reach out and say a couple of words since the interview didn't make it on today. But just stay tuned because it's going to be a lot of things to come. And like I said, we got, I would say, if I'm doing 20 in 1 month and not even being successful at it, I would say by the end of the summer, if everything goes right, there'll be 50 or 60, 70 interviews done. Because at one point in time, I had scheduled at least 2 interviews per day, and I was doing them every day. That's how I had it scheduled. And of course, things don't always work out that way, but so this thing, it's a lot of knowledge that can come out of these type of platforms, not just mine, but just in general. So just think if you just kind of tap in and tune in, just a little bit of your time, especially if it's a person that you might, anything related to what you do, if you see the invite or if you see the advertisement pop up while you scrolling and it's something that you want to do or somebody that's in a position that you've always had interest in, you might want to just check it out. So that's all I got. Like I said, for those who have tuned in, I really appreciate it. Keep tuning in. And you can also go to the YouTube page. Also, got all the videos that I've done so far, along with the ones that I did 2.5 years ago, and some goofy shorts also that I was bored at one point in time that I was doing. Other thing you'll notice is along with this weight loss, health, lifestyle change, all that, whatever you want to call it, you'll see the difference in the growth, because I'm 50 pounds lighter, and you can really, really tell it in my face in some of them videos. It's crazy. I look back now and I'm just like, man, what was I thinking about? Like, no, health is wealth, y'all. Remember that health is wealth. It's real. But yeah, like I said, go to the YouTube channel. Welcome to Scrilltown Talk, and just look at the videos. Check them out. Whatever one you interested in. If we got people on there. That one guy, and this was a couple of years ago, but he was instrumental to one of the first solo contracts that Michael Jackson signed for his career. He was an entertainment lawyer, but that was a couple of years ago. I did that interview with him. Robert something. I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, just like I said, we got several interviews on there. Good information. Tap in, check it out. We have more, especially if you are wanting to be an entertainer, musician, comedian, actor, actress, athlete. Any of those, check them out. Just check them out. And then from time to time, I'll get on here and I'll talk about what people pay me to do, which is consult with them on music, on entertainment, because that's what I specialize in: developing, managing, consulting, marketing, producing, publishing, distributing. I do it all, and I can give advice on it. And I'm not trying to sell it to you right now, but I'm just telling you, eventually I'll be talking about that too. 'Cause I know it's a lot of questions that people like to ask, and I like to charge everybody that asks me a question. I've gotten past that point where I'm charging everybody every time they ask me a question because I will admit 4 years ago, if we had a conversation, it had, yeah, you was cash apping me or something, and I'm way past that now. And that comes with growth, man. It's really just about growth. And the fact that I knew from the day one in 2020 when I decided to do this, it was a couple of reasons, and none of them had to do with money. One was my brother had just passed. His passion was music. I wanted to do it for him. Two, my aunt was an inspiration to me. She was the first person that introduced me to entertainment music. And three, I got tired of seeing people that really needed help in this stuff. So you put all those three together, none of them have anything to do with money. And that's what I realized. Like, I can have a conversation with a person without charging them. I was only doing that because people were doing that to me, but you can't be like that either, especially if that's not you. Um, so yeah, so from time to time, I'm gonna throw some nuggets out here because I know it's a lot of people that need them. Uh, but yeah, with that being said, it's also a lot of knowledge on that page. So check it out. Welcome to Scrilltown Talk on YouTube. And if you just go to this page or any of the pages from IG, my IG page, Scrilltown MO Biz. LinkedIn is Scrilltown MO, I think. Twitter, same. Facebook is Scrilltown MO. And then eventually you'll be able to go to my website and I'll be posting them on there too. But if you go on any of those and you just watch what's going on, because a lot of people don't realize a person like me is very, very behind the scenes. But the behind the scenes people are the people that I like to interview because those aren't the people that you see, but those are the people that make things happen. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. For years I told people how I contributed to so many artists in a 4 year period, but I also signed NDAs, non disclosure agreements, so I couldn't say who, but if you look back there, that's not even all of them. It's not, but they're not free either, unless you get them from the label or the artist. So either you pay for them yourself or the label pays for them. So it's three back there, but it's supposed to be five. Um, probably by the end of the year, it'll probably be three more. It happens. And then I got artists that I've contributed to that owe me plaques too. So it's just, this game is not always about what you see. You might see a whole bunch of people that really ain't doing a lot, but they're the spokesperson for it. And then you see other people, like people that I've interviewed, or people that we all know that never see them. And you're like, most people are like, that person ain't doing nothing. I ain't never seen him before. I don't even know who he is. I ain't never heard of him before. But then you look, if you really pay attention, look at credits on different albums. Look at blogs and stuff like that. Sometimes you might see pictures and you might see somebody in the back that they're not even talking about. Like, who's that dude or who's that girl? Yeah, more than likely probably the people that's making everything happen. And they don't want the fame. They really don't. They just don't want it. Some people just want to get that check. Some people just want to help. Some people just want to do their job. Everybody's not trying to be an influencer. Everybody's not trying to be a content creator. But some are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't never think, because ignorance, it's the people out here that are ignorant because of what they see and they hear, and they're not reading and doing their research. Don't think that it ain't people out here that you never see before that ain't made it already. And there's people that you think have made it that are contacting people like them to make it. So And the last thing I will say is that the people that are behind the scenes are the people that are long standing, successful, meaning that they get checks from 20 years ago. They're getting accomplishments, achievements from 20 years ago. Uh, they still get phone calls and thank yous and, invited over to barbecues and picnics from celebrities because they contributed to their success. They still get invites to the award shows and so forth, graduations and stuff, because they contributed to that person's success, which caused that person to be able to feed their family. Um, that's what we don't understand in society, is because we see that one person and we don't know who helped that one person get there. Even in sports, it's the same way. You got the one athlete, but then you got 50 people behind them that helped him or her get there. And those 50 people behind them are normally always going to be successful. They're never going to be broke. And even if they are broke, they're always going to have reputation. And it's going to be a positive and a good reputation. So, reputation is everything. Sometimes reputation is more valuable than money. It really is. Because if I can walk in somewhere and not have $1 in my pocket, but people know who I am and they know what I stand for, then I'm worth $1,000,000 anyway. So think about that. Like I said, continue to tune in. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in and showed me love throughout the last 4.5 years, and also in the last 30 years of me just being, in and out of this business. I appreciate it. It's people that's been there since I was 14. People that were there when I was 22 when I started my label, and it's been people here since 2020 when I got back in it, and I appreciate that. So, but tune in tomorrow. Nina Garcia, actress, CEO, boss, and we will talk.